I'm going to teach you about a method, a practice, a concept that I learned about and started to embody that changed my entire life. That gave me this perceived reality where I get to travel and be free and work when I want, wherever I want, however I want, for enjoyment. And I get to be with the people that I enjoy being with. I get to love on my animals, and I get to help love on hundreds of other animals living here on this horse farm and animal sanctuary in Italy. I get to be in my van. I get to have all the things that I truly desire that are in my scope of joy and curiosity. And so let's get into it. The concept of identity shifting is huge. There's the book, why do I always forget that? It's The Identity Shift, maybe? I think it might be that. I will mention it down below. If I forget, please let me know. And so this book talks about how all these different actors and athletes and people who have had major success in their career and in their life had used this concept of identity shifting. And so when we look at like Kobe Bryant, he had Black Mamba. When we look at Beyonce, she had Sasha Fierce. When we look at Halsey, her normal name is Ashley or something, I believe. And so these people, those are just some of the examples in the book, these people used identity shifting in order to become the version of themselves that they always wanted to be, but they had subconscious beliefs holding them back from being that version of themselves. And so creating this alternate identity is not about being something that you're not. It's about being yourself fully. It's about embodying the truth of who you are without limitation. And so the version of you that has these limitations has this combination of, all that you wish to be, this knowingness of all that you can be, but it also has the mind and the subconscious beliefs that hold you back from having that as your perceived reality, because you've had these experiences here on earth with your parents, with your ancestors, with your society, with your school, with your coaches, with your all these different things. All these people and all these experiences have put patterns and conditionings within you to think or not think that you can have the life that you desire. And so what if there is an identity that you can create where you are just fully you, where you are fully everything that you wish to be? Sasha Fierce, Beyonce's alternative, I believe it's these, if I mess up the names or whatever, forgive me, it's the concept that's important. But Sasha Fierce was the version that Beyonce made so that she could dance on stage and not be hesitant about dancing on stage, because as a child, Beyonce was shy and had reservations about, showing herself and expressing herself in front of others. And so then when she would get on stage, she'd be like, no, I'm Sasha Fierce now, and would just confidently dance. Same thing with Black Mamba. Black Mamba would go into court and would not have any idea of all the other people around, would not think about, all the negative things, think about not winning. Black Mamba just won, right? Same thing with Halsey. Halsey and Ashley, or whatever her real name is, like Halsey was able to be this wonderful, beautiful artist, singer, musician, but Ashley had all the things of her, the people that she grew up around. And that's so normal, right? A lot of us want to share and express ourselves more. You probably do if you're here right now. But there's that part of you oh, what if my friends and family see? And they they think I'm different and blah, blah, blah. And so then we stay small. We're afraid of our own potential, right? And so what if that version of you is not afraid of their potential? What would blank do? And so this is what I used a lot in the past year, but a little bit longer than a year. A little bit longer than a year now. I would say, what would this version of me do in this situation? In any situation where you have to make a decision, when you're choosing to speak with people, how would this version of me speak? And then you can shift. You shift into that identity. Maybe you're showing up in a social setting and people are drinking and partying and doing all this stuff. But what would that version of you do? How would that version of you show up? You don't have to act out of normalcy, out of habit, to, just get by. You don't have to just do this to be accepted by others to survive. At the root level, at a very primal level, we wish to be accepted by others, and we fear not being accepted because back in the day, we would not survive if we were isolated, if we were outcasts of the tribe, right? We could not survive on our own. And so it's ingrained within our nervous system to want to be accepted, to have others approve of us because we want to survive. So you have to teach your body and your nervous system that it's safe to go out and be different. Because when you are in fully the alignment with the truth of who you are, you will be different. You will be very, very different. Look at Harry Styles, for example. Harry Styles is very different, right? Very unusual, right? He has this very unique style. He has a very unique way of presenting himself, and that's his truth. But if he was really afraid of what other people would think and was holding back on all these old conditionings and whatnot, then he would never be this world famous musician where everyone knows his name. And maybe that's not your goal, to be world famous, but whatever your goal is, it probably requires letting go of old subconscious beliefs and patterns that have been holding you back, right? And so we can create. So step one, create within your being, within your mind, within your knowing, the version of you who is just fully living the life that you desire, is fully embodying, right? Does not hold back, is not shy, is not lacking confident, right? Is fully expressing in their style, in their speech, in their habits, in their routines, in everything that they do. You then become familiar with this. Maybe that version of you needs a new name, maybe not, but you start to visit the feeling of that person, of that version of you every day. Maybe it's just hello, maybe it's witnessing, maybe it's visualizing what they would do in a day, but also then inviting them into your being, right? And so maybe, there's a specific thing, like with Black Mamba going onto the court. Maybe you're an athlete, maybe you are a musician. So when you go on stage, maybe it's within your job, maybe you're starting to create and share online, maybe it's within your social circle, within your family. Wherever you can invite this person, maybe it's just in your room, in your home, when you're doing your nighttime routine, your morning routine, acting like them. Maybe you just start dressing up different around the house. Maybe there's like a set of loungewear that this version of you would wear in that life where they're fully embodying themselves. And so you start to dress like them. Maybe it's just in the home, and then maybe it's on the way to the grocery store, and then maybe it's on at work. And when people start saying, oh, you're different, you're just like, no, I'm not. I've always been Sasha Fierce. I've always been Black Mamba, because this version of you has always existed. If time and space are not real and there are infinite timelines, there are infinite versions of you. There's already the version of you who has no limitations. It's a matter of choosing to become and embody that version of you and inviting that version of you into this timeline. And I think that this concept is like way more comprehensible than manifestation, then like trying to bring a different reality to you, to your perceived reality, trying to change matter. It can be in a split second. You can say, no, I am this version of me now. I have no limitations. This is who I choose to be. This is who's speaking now. I give permission to my most limitless self to be in my reality now. Thank you, and so it is. Maybe that's your mantra today, right? And so there's nothing that, how do I say this? I want to say that there's nothing that could go wrong when you choose to do this, when you choose to embody and be and embrace this version of you. My hesitation on that is we can perceive things as going wrong, right? We were talking about being accepted by the tribe, but also dynamics will change. As you continue to come more into alignment with the truth of who you are, things will change. Shit will hit the fan. Things will break apart. Systems will fall. You might be all of a sudden kicked out of the place that you're living. That happened for me. I did a ritual, a ceremony, a full moon thing, and I was like, okay, I choose. When you say I choose, it's so powerful. This is your free will. I was like, I choose to let go of everything holding me back from living in my highest potential, of everything that's holding me back from being my healthiest, happiest self. And I did whatever else at that time. My relationship really was not healthy or happy at that time. I loved my home, but the home was the reason why I was staying in that relationship. And so then I went to a spiritual retreat, and a few days later, and I was also doing a lot of choosing and quantum field stuff. And then the relationship ended because, in synchronicity with the condo that we were renting going up for sale. Out of nowhere, she had told us we could live there for as long as we wanted. And then all of a sudden, she was selling it in a month. And then we had to move. And that led to us breaking up. That led to me moving. That led to me getting Arlo. That led to me deciding that I wanted to eventually, after I trained Arlo, leave my job and travel the world and buy a van, right? And so as we start to choose differently, as we start to let go of the things holding us back that are not in alignment, of the identity and the self and the habits and the routines that are not in alignment with our highest potential, our most limitless self, as we choose to do this, shit will change. It's not going wrong, it's going right. But it will be uncomfortable. And when things are uncomfortable, the subconscious says, holy shit, this is not good. This is dangerous. And so then it will try to keep you back into that old timeline. It will try to get you to switch back to your identity where you are limited. But this is all up to you to bring awareness around this and to continue to move forward through this. And you can choose to do this with ease and grace. You have the choice. You can say, I choose to have all this stuff change in my favor for my highest good with ease and grace and human relativity. Thank you, and so it is. Boom. Oh, I loved that talk. That was a really good one. That was so fun. It's a conversation that's near and dear to my heart, and I hope to continue speaking on this more and more and more. I can't believe we haven't talked about it on this channel yet. Identity shifting. It is so powerful. It is so available. It is so easy. It is so fun. It is so feel good, high vibrational. As you go into this state, it feels good. It feels euphoric. It feels like, holy shit, I'm on top of the world. It doesn't matter what anyone else does or says. I feel good. I feel limitless. I realize that their life does not affect my life. I'm in control here of how I choose to respond to the world. And if I'm choosing to respond from this place of being, the truth of who I am, the most confident, alive, sexy, happy, smart, expressive version of me, then nothing else matters. I'm just going to get up and leave if something is not in alignment. Because when I choose to do that, the universe supports me. Source supports me. The doors will open as I close doors. I am always okay. I am always supported. And this is fun. This is free. This is abundant. I am abundance. I am unconditional love. I will always be okay. I will always be accepted because I am acceptance. So there is no need to attach survival to acceptance. You will always be accepted, and you will be here on earth as long as you are meant to be. So just enjoy it. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new here. Leave a comment if you feel called to do so. If you don't know what to say, you can say hello to the invisible horsies, because I came down here to this area because we had just fenced all that. And, oh, this ties in really well. We had just fenced all that right there so that we could give them this area to eat down here for the winter. And I was helping with that fencing right there. But if you know me, you know that I have a history with Lyme disease, and I was in mold. And so I have this thing where I just avoid tall grass. Like my body, my nervous system has a very, very hard time being around it. It was a huge step to move onto a farm and to be around mold and to be around ticks and all this stuff. But I've been surrendering. I've been in the identity where I'm okay. I see other people walking through the fields and they're okay and I'm okay. But I was given the opportunity the other day while I was helping with this fencing to feel that in my nervous system where I was not okay. I started to breathe heavily. I started to cry a bit. I started to panic a little bit. I started to hyperventilate, panic attack. I was having PTSD from Lyme disease. And I, not intentionally for making the video right here, but I came right here. And I stood here. And they were in the forest. And I was like, but also with a level of awareness. I was like, I can switch identities right now. I can switch. And I was like, okay, switch. I was like, I choose to be the version of me who does not fear this. And then it was like, oh, okay, I can breathe. Okay, let's go walk away. And then my aunt and I went on a evening sunset ride together on the horses while she was visiting. She just left this morning. But I just walked up the hill. I was like, I'm okay. This version of me is okay. And boom, it was like a completely different perceived reality within my perceived reality, within my body, within my field. And so you have the power to do that too. And so that was the inspiration, was when I was like, okay, I'm going to record right here. There's no horses, whatever. Actually, when I stood right here, I identity shift. Let's talk about that today. So that's how this all came about. So if you want to join one of my programs, I have 21 days to rewire your mind. We talk all about rewiring your mind through getting clear on your chosen timeline, visualizing it every single day, going deep into the subconscious with all the different exercises that I offer every single day, and choosing that chosen timeline with your free will and shifting into it, becoming it. And as you become it and you visualize that high vibrational state of your chosen timeline, you will heal your nervous system. You will rewire your mind to start to become this new identity, this new version of yourself. You will shift into this new identity of yourself as you do this program. I also have 21 days to know your divine guidance. That's all about going into your heart space, knowing your divine team, getting familiar with each one of your divine members that are here to support you in this life, and learning how to call on them for anything that you need. And that requires clearing your different energy fields. That requires, practicing like it's a muscle and getting familiar with your language and your way of communicating. We all communicate in a different way. Some people hear, some people see, some people know, some people feel. And so this is how we can have that intuitive process of communicating with our divine team, but also going into your heart space and just asking yourself, your higher self, the truth of who you are. Source, is this decision for me? Should I sell all my things and move across the sea to another land? You can ask these questions, and it's all within yourself. You won't find it anywhere else. And that's what I want to give you on this platform, in my programs, in my coaching, in my those are the things. In those things, I always want you to become empowered, to know that you have the ability to do this all on your own. No one else can do it for you. It's all available to you. It's just a matter of healing your nervous system, getting mindful, getting aware, choosing, listening, following, trusting, surrendering, and then you get to have this really abundant experience where you're in alignment with the truth of who you are and getting everything that you truly want. So I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. I'll link all the things below, the programs and one-on-one if you want to work with me as well. Bye.